Okay, recording is commenced. Okay, so the goal today here is to give you guys an overview of how to generate data within the Oracle LRS database that is able to be the basis of routes data that can dynamically segment event data from TSN. So there's sort of a special process to create really what amounts to routes, on-system routes data with TSN-based route IDs and TSN-based odometers within the routes, so that you have the capability to take other business data from TSN. Today we're going to use through lanes as an example, and do a dynamic segmentation of through lane data or any other kind of event data from TSN onto the map using data that's stored in Oracle and using GeoMedia as your tool to interact with those data. In front of us here is the workflow to do that. Before we get started with the mechanics, I just want to kind of point out that there's a pretty kind of interesting and special process to do this. You guys this past submittal, you guys have been really just working with the off-system portion of the Oracle data. And when you're working with the off-system portion, what you use as your routes and measures are the LRS key and the all roads measures, which are really just based on the geometry of the line. What's going to be a little bit different here is the GIS group, i.e. Keith and his cohorts over there, are taking responsibility for managing really what amounts to another event layer of TSN route data. So it's literally an event, a set of events within Oracle that dynamically segment over the all roads routes for the on-system portion and have as attributive data within those events the route IDs and odometers for the begin and end of individual segments of route. So in theory anyway, you shouldn't have to worry about the maintenance of the TSN route segment data. That's the GIS group's responsibility. What you guys will do is use that data as essentially as route data for creating TSN-based events. And again, this workflow is to show you exactly how to do that. So kind of maybe before we actually launch GeoMedia and get started, just at that very, very big picture kind of level, are there any questions that that I can answer?
Yes, I have questions.
Yeah.
So this is Quan speaking. So like you said, we're gonna use the TSN database, and the GIS group will create a geometry, basically generate the odometer based on the postmile in TSN database, right?
No, postmile does not come into play here. Postmile, the way I understand, so only odometers are managed and stored within the Oracle LRS database. Okay. And it's my understanding that TSN also has the ability to pump out odometers at any given point in time.
Okay. Because to the best of my knowledge, I don't know. I don't think that TSN database create or generate the odometers. Is that? I think that's what GIS group been doing. Is that correct, Keith?
Yeah, we've been generating the odometers outside of TSN just because TSN wasn't reliable.
Okay.
But I mean, if we're making our updates based off the odometers, which postmiles are tied to them, you know.
So that's going to be changed every year, right?
Yeah. Depending if if there are changes in the routes, yes, there will be changes. If there aren't no changes, it's going to be perfectly fine.
Okay.
And usually you're not going to find a lot of routes that change. You know, just added post miles or once in a while maybe a relinquishment or realignment, whatever. But we'll usually catch that. You know. So.
Yeah.
So Quinn, let me supplement that a little bit with an answer. Aaron pretty much asked me the same question I think yesterday about the stability of your section data that you generate on a year-to-year basis. So like, look, the reality is this: is that the measures, the underlying route measures, whether they're odometers or all roads measures, I'm just going to tell you guys right now, as the HPMS group, you should not rely on those measures staying stable from year to year. You should not rely on that. What you should do is have a plan for what I call event stability. And I created a workflow for you guys to manage event stability. And the basic process is this: is that after you create your events, your HPMS submittal events every year, you output those events as physical features, as geometry. And then once you have that, you have a basis upon which to recalculate the measures of the begin and end of every segment based on each successive year's set of routes.
Okay, so does it mean all the event data, the attribute data, and the route will work independently? Is that correct?
Yeah, if you dump it out to physical features, then you will always have a plan B in case the measures from the previous year are no longer valid.
Okay.
Hey, I can just go back to the TSN files. The TS file that we received, the raw file that we received from Texas group is has only the post mile in it, not the odometer. And
that's not true.
But in order to use your tool here, we need to have the odometer in the TSN file.
That's you're okay. The second half of that is correct. The first half is not. The TSN data that you're provided. Well, I should say this: the TSN data that Quinn provided me, which she said is raw TSN data, does in fact include odometers.
Does it include odometers?
Generated.
Oh, Quinn generated.
Yes, it's not already come from TSN database.
Yeah, they're not from TSN, right? They were generated outside of. Okay.
I did it.
How did you do it? With the conversion tool?
I had the methodology how to generate the odometer based on the TSN database. So when I received the original file from TSN, from Vladimir, so I just based on all the provided data, like the route and the post mile and all the route surface and route prefix, and everything is have to be taken on counted, every single thing, and then I generate the whole list for the odometer for the whole state California state highway system, and then every other attribute data is based on that odometer.
Okay, so I'll just say that the workflow we're going to go over today assumes that you already have the odometer values for all of your event records.
Correct.
So in this case, through lanes. So basically, do whatever you have to do to get your odometers, but there's no dynamic segmentation without odometers. So. Okay, so anything else?
Do we have the on-system route in the all-road network now?
Yes. Well, yes and no. Is it there? Yeah, it's there. Is it production ready? No, it's not. There are still some the process. Let's see. I'll just say this: the process of converting the data from ESRI to GeoMedia introduced a few issues that we still need to clean up, and the GIS group and Farallon are working together to get those wrapped up as soon as possible. However, it's not production ready, but it is functional, and it's functional enough for me to train you how to use it. So that's what we're doing here today.
Okay. So HVMS we agree on, we're going to use April submittal for our, April deliverable for our next submittal. So my question is the answer.
Well, no. Actually, let me backtrack that a little bit. I think the way you should think about it is not that you're going to use the April deliverable. Instead, think of it this way: you're going to use the data that's in Oracle for your next submittal. And the reason I'm making that distinction is the April deliverable was current as of last April, but the reality is there are now changes occurring to the data in Oracle. So you're going to use the most up-to-date version of the routes that you can, based on when you decide to take a snapshot from Oracle for the purpose of your submittal.
Okay. In that, they should include all the on-system route as well.
Yes.
Okay, sounds good.
So if that's the case, then when we could use that file, the route from Oracle, because our plan is we will coordinate with the local agency and verify the geometry and some other private and public road, and we're planning doing that next couple of weeks. So you think those route layer will be available by then?
They're available right now.
Available right now, so we can use it.
Yeah, but like I said, it's functional. It's not production ready. At least the on-system portion is not production ready.
Yeah.
So, but we're not changing. We're not recalibrate changing anything from geometry and LS measure.
No. You're not. No, that's right. You're not. The only thing that you can change is the ISPUBLIC attribute.
Yeah, right. Yeah, because that will be updating those after coordinating with the local agency.
Yeah.
Right.
So if you have geometry changes to any portion of the All Roads network that you want to see implemented, you're going to have to go talk to Keith about that.
Okay.
Question for Keith.
Yeah.
So if we have anything like geometry changes, we give it back to GIS. How long you guys think you're gonna get it back to us? Is it depend on the correction? No.
I guess it depends on how much. If
is
it's just,
it gonna be right away or it's gonna be a couple months turnaround?
It's not. It shouldn't be a month. I don't see it being a month. It depends how and when you guys submit that. You can wait. It depends. It depends if it's a rush job or not. Maybe quarterly you can submit. Hey, these are all the changes. We can make them changes or not, and that could be, between the 3 or 4 of us. We'll pump them out as fast as we can. But like I said, we're still in the training mode too, so I can't say, in 2 days when it's really gonna take about a week. So.
I'm just asking because it's not like you guys not gonna push whatever we comment on the route in April, push it to the next contract, right?
Right.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So is that gonna affect our public and private cleanup?
No, it's not, because you guys have control of that.
Okay, because we worked off from April deliverable. The newest one, the newest layer.
You know what? I'm hoping. So okay, I should say a secondary goal of today's training. And who knows? You guys can tell me. Maybe it should be our first goal. But a secondary goal of today's training was to show you how to do the public-private cleanup directly in Oracle. Because right now you guys have been doing that in a really what amounts to a snapshot of the data from a few months ago. If it's more important right now to do that first, actually, gosh, I'm happy to change gears and just focus on that first, and then come back to dealing with on-system data. But the bottom line is that moving forward, setting individual segments of route to setting the is public attribute for individual segments of route is something that you should do with GeoMedia directly against the primary main Oracle database.
Yeah, well, Hib and I talked about that. The only concern we have is the connection issue. Would that be faster if we do if we have file in our C drive and from the work from our local drive instead of on the?
I don't think so. It's plenty fast.
How about the
directly in
multiple
Oracle
people working on it? If we have people working on it,
all the more reason to go to Oracle. Oracle better handles multi-user editing.
Okay.
It's really slow on Caltrain network, even loading stuff from the Oracle right now. So maybe it's from the contractor point of view, your network may be different, but for Caltrain, loading data directly from Oracle, even loading the entire route, it takes a long time to load too.
Have you been using spatial filters?
Yeah, even that. I mean, anything if you connect it to the LRS connect is slow compared to when you get a snapshot and you put on your C drive. Even on the T drive in Caltrain is slow. So that's why we put everything in the local drive.
Well, I mean, it's your call.
It's just a network issue, yeah.
But I mean, look, taking snapshots is dangerous because then you're not working on the master data and then rolling. If you're editing things and you're not doing it in the master set of data, what that means is that you might have to do it again in the master set of data. Which you don't want.
Is it HMS? We always use a snapshot like every once a year, and then we use that snapshot because you got continuously changing your data anyway. But 10 months from now, we're still doing the first snapshot.
Yeah, well, you're not getting the point because what you want is for the benefit of what you've done, in 2016 to also you want to take advantage of what you've set to not public in 2016 in 2017. And if you did your work in the 2016 snapshot and then go back to Oracle to get the latest stuff for 2017, then the work that you did in that snapshot won't be there, and you'll have to do it again.
Busy duplicate work just because it's kind of forward.
I'm sorry. Do you think that we can use the record ID to link them together?
No, I wouldn't count on that. I mean, can you? Yeah, sure. I'm sure it's possible. But look, I think what you want to do is you want to work against the master data. I mean, it's an enterprise database. It's an enterprise resource. You want everybody to be able to benefit from your work. And not just, I mean, it's possible, maybe even likely, that there are other groups throughout Caltrans that would benefit from knowing what is a public road and what is not. You guys are doing all this work. Let's just make it so that everybody can benefit from it, even if you have to pay a price in a little bit of slowdown based on network latency.
It sounds like we need to talk to IT to get our connection better or something.
Yeah, that's right. But fundamentally, you need like functional network plumbing.
Okay.
To do this the right way.
I think, should we then, if the case, then should we go with the would we prefer Adam showing us public and private from the Oracle, doing from Oracle first, and then come back to the on-system data?
How about he can just go whatever he has planned out, and then we just learn everything, and then we decide later on how we do it later. Since he has the workflow for everything, so let's just learn it.
I read over the workflows. It's kind of simple. Maybe it takes like 10 minutes, 15 minutes.
Okay.
So
all right.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go with this. We still have an hour, 30 minutes, Anna.
Yeah, this one should be quick.
Okay.
Let's go. Hopefully we can grab this thing.
I love you guys' confidence. It's awesome. Aaron, you're in control. Launch GeoMedia. Let's do this.
Okay.
I just my screen just went black.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, wait, 2 media. Okay. I have 2 media open. Training data. Okay.
So let's start by connecting to Oracle.
Okay. Hey, I need to open that email. LRS, access. He just sent me this morning. Yep. Okay. All right. Where have? What is no, I got route. Should I make it?
Question for Adam.
Yeah, sure.
I think last 2 weeks or last 3 weeks, I download the April route from Chico FPT site. Is it the same as the one that we have on Oracle right now?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Welcome.
Okay, I already connect to the Oracle database.
Okay, great. Let's close this out. And, you know, I made a point in this workflow document. It's a little bit of a tangent, but I went through the details of exactly how to configure your Geo Workspace coordinate system. I think you guys are already privy to that, but anyhow, there it is, very well documented there in section 8.1. The next step, whenever you connect to Oracle, should be to configure your Geo Workspace coordinate system before you do anything else.
Okay, should I do it now? Double check it.
Yes.
Okay, coordinate system. Geographic. Okay. General, I got this. Storage space, 1 degree. Projection space, none.
Yeah, you're good. Really what's going to matter is units and formats.
Just leave it the way it is, or projection algorithm?
Yep, leave it the way it is.
Okay. North America. Unit format.
Hey, Adam.
Yeah.
I put the username, password, and the host address. Is that still valid on the chat window?
Oh, let me see here. Yeah, it is still valid. I just want to remind you that LRST is still a testing and training database, and there will be a point in hopefully the not too distant future when we migrate all this stuff to a different Oracle instance that'll be called LRSP1. P is in Paul.
Oh, P.
And that, yeah, and P, that will come in the short future, and P will stand for production.
Yep.
Okay, got it. Thank you.
Yeah, we're working with IT on that, so yep.
I think the distant, the distant unit format type this to be distant, right?
Yep.
And then
yep.
unit should be mile, and precision. Sorry, 1, 2, 3. Okay.
There you go.
True. Okay, I think now it's correct.
Yep.
Okay. All right.
All right. So, okay, next step here is, so with only an Oracle connection, let's for the moment, Aaron, let's ignore the through lane event data and just focus in on the goal, the short-term goal right now, which is to set up your TSN-based routes layer. So I'd like you to start by clicking in the legend and adding the all roads on system routes layer, which is VW _ SHS routes.
Oh.
Hello? Did you hear that?
No, didn't. Can you say it again?
Okay, sorry. Sure. Yeah. If you could add the all roads on system routes layer.
Okay. This LS. This is.
Yep.
Is it the one?
Oh no. The on system routes.
On system. The bottom. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. The LS VWS. Okay.
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 Go ahead and throw that in there.
Yeah.
Okay. Great. That seemed pretty fast to me. I don't know.
It is on system only. Our system is much more. It's gigantic.
Yeah, it's looking at 2 million records, but it shouldn't take forever to draw, but yeah.
Okay, so now let's just double click on any record. I just want to look at the attributes real quickly. Okay, and I just want to point out that what we're looking at here between the LRS key, begin measure, and end measure, what we're looking at is our all roads LRS data. And of course, as you guys know, the problem with that is that those are not TSN odometers; those are all roads measures. Kind of I think that's a terminology thing that you guys are going to need to start using, so that when you talk to people, you're really clear about which set of LRS measures you're talking about. Are you talking about all roads measures, or are you talking about TSN odometers? Because if you have event data that's in odometers and you're trying to dynseg that on all roads measures, you're going to get incorrect results, which of course could be a problem. So just a sec. So the next goal here is to create really what's going to be an event layer of routes data with odometers in it. So yeah, go ahead, Quinn. What's your question?
So does that mean the odometer and the measures right here is different?
Yes.
Okay, so this measure were generated using the off-system business rule?
Well, it was using the all roads business rule.
The all business rule, does that mean like every single time it start the new route will start from 0 to the end of the route?
Yes.
Okay.
So, okay, now what I'd like you to do, Aaron, is go to close this and go to Add Show Windows, kind of in the upper right.
Okay.
There you go. And say New Data Window.
New Data Window. Okay.
Yeah. Drop that down, and I want you to scroll toward the bottom. Now, notice LRS.TSN route segs. You see that there? Yeah,
right.
That.
Yeah.
So stop right there just for a quick sec. This is a table of just tabular information that contains both all roads measures and TSN odometers. It contains both. So open that up. Okay. So if we look toward the left-hand side of the table, so I should be clear, there's no geometry here. It's just a table, all right? What we have here, starting on the left, of course, is just an arbitrary record ID, unique record ID, a county, which actually isn't really even used. But what's really critical here are route ID and alignment. Those together form an LRS key. Actually, you know what? Sorry, I should have started on the right-hand side. Could you put the cursor, Aaron, over AR LRS key?
AR LRS key?
Yeah, there. So starting in that column, an AR begin measure and AR end measure. AR stands for all roads. So these three columns are the information that link these records to the on-system all roads geometry. So this creates segments of geometry based on all roads data. Okay. Now, if you scroll back over to the left, you'll see that each segment, as defined with all roads, also has corresponding route IDs, alignments, and odometers for TSN-based odometer measures. So what that means, if you can push that one step further, is we can dynamically segment this table onto the view of SHS routes using the all roads LRS key and measures, and then simultaneously know what's the begin and end odometer for a given route and alignment, which is sort of the TSN approach. And so what that means is you can use the result of a dynamic segmentation of this as the basis for dynamically, as the route basis for dynamically segmenting other TSN business attributes like through lanes, which we'll do here today. So let's just go ahead and do it.
Before you move on, I have a question. So
okay.
Looking at this table, there's the two column odometer begin and odometer end. These two columns will come from TSN database, right?
Fundamentally, yes. But remember, it's really in the GIS group's domain to maintain that information for you.
Okay. And the begin measure, the AR begin measure, AR end measure is based on the all row network LRS, right?
That's correct. Yep.
Okay. So that means for the first record, route 99, 25.758 AR begin measure, it should be equal to 25.685.
Yep, that's right.
Okay, got you.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay.
It's essentially a mapping. You can think of it as a mapping from all roads to TSN.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It's just like having a unique ID one place and referencing it somewhere else, even though But I mean,
Hey Adam, I try to understand it. Hey, so you generate these begin AR begin measure and ends right here. These two generate based on so you have the odometer, then you get the lat long or something.
Yeah, forget about the lat long. It's not
okay. Forget it.
Really
and then you generate this from the odometer. Oh,
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. I mean, in my conversion process, yeah, that's fundamentally.
Okay. Yeah. Right. GS tool. The GS group, they have developed that one.
Okay. Yep.
GIS has a tool that convert from LRS Arnold to odometer. I didn't know that. Is it available for HPMS to use?
I wouldn't call it a tool. I mean, it was just me thinking through a series of analytical steps, mostly using GeoMedia.
I'm kind of confused. So the AR begin measure and AR end measure is what Adam created. And the odometer begin and odometer end is from GIS group created, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then the AR begin measures and end measure, basically it's just a reference for the odometer begin and end point, correct?
Yeah, that's right.
So you just reference on system based on the off system data. I mean off system LRS.
No, there's no such thing as an off system LRS. It's the all roads LRS.
I mean the AR begin measure. It's just a reference the reference
Yeah.
for the odometer.
The only reason we use all roads in the off system is that's all we have.
Okay.
But I really want to get you out of the pattern of thinking that there's an off system and there's an on system. That's not true. There's one integrated system. It's all roads. Okay. And what we're doing is dynamically segmenting sections of TSN data onto the all roads network to create another route layer that you can use.
Is it possible for us to learn how you convert from how you reference between the two, right? Between the AR begin measure and odometer? Yeah, like because this is the table. I mean, we can learn. We know.
I'll just say it's possible, but I don't think it would benefit you all that much. It would. I mean, it's the GIS group's responsibility to keep this up to date.
So every year, GIS gonna have this up to date.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that said, I mean, I'll just tell you how I did it. Fundamentally, what I did is they had points that represent known odometers for specific locations, and all I did is I converted those. Let's see, I took those points, I figured out their lat long. Based on the lat long, I used the same workflow that you guys have in the sections processing engine to figure out what the all roads measure at that same location.
The AR begin measures.
So so to go back to me from odometer, the points you generate the lat long for those points, and when you have lat long, then you create the beginning measure and end measure. Similar to section engine process flow, right?
Yep. Okay. Yeah, that's right. It's the same thing.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a very high level view. There's a lot of steps in there, but fundamentally, it's just using your geographic coordinates as your anchor, and then just saying, okay, which set of measures do I want to apply to?
That's clear.
Okay, so cool. Let's close this out and actually do some dynamic segmentation to create our
close the window.
Our TSN routes layer. Yeah.
Okay.
So the first step, as I'm sure you guys have noticed, I should tell you this too. When I was setting up the sections processing engine for you guys and all the queries in those, I had not yet. I have let me just say, I learned a lot from that. And I have since then sort of developed a standard for naming queries within GeoMedia. And Keith can fill you in after this if it's helpful. But I like to name my queries with a QRY and then a 0 and number, and then a period, and then apply my standard. It's just and the goal is to make the queries line up in order, in the order of the processing that each query does. So, and you'll also find that I start pretty much every Geo workspace with just a simple attribute query / filter to minimize the amount of dynamic segmentation that we're doing, because to the extent you can, because dynamic segmentation is expensive. So anyhow, let's look at step 2 in the workflow document and start hammering out those queries.
Okay. Should I do step 2 now?
Yeah. So
analysis, attribute, query, and the route.
Yeah. And in this case, we're doing an attribute query of TSN route segs. I'm going to say for now, just make your filter like really not a filter at all, just by saying where 1 equals 1.
Filter right here?
Yeah.
Like 1 equal 1?
Yeah. What that'll do is give you everything.
Okay.
And then
that mean anything missing, it will kick out. It will take out all the missing alignment.
Yeah, that's right. We would use this to filter out stuff that you don't want, like left alignments, for example.
Okay.
You're gonna Aaron, you're gonna want to spell QRY on the left correctly, just because it arranges alphabetically in the window. So see in the query name you put QYR.
QRY. Oh.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay. Wow, good catch. I didn't even see it. Hey, so this is okay.
All right.
So
You're good there.
Okay.
Yeah, you don't have to display it unless you want, or whatever. That's fine too.
Okay.
All right, so you can close this window.
Yeah.
Okay, so you've got that query. You might want to save your workspace too, just so if things crash or whatever, it's easy for us to get back to where we are.
So need to dissect that on the TSN route segs.
Yeah.
No. Yeah, LS.
I was just going to say, if you don't mind, real quickly, just saving your geo workspace.
Save it.
You just save the geo workspace.
Oh, okay. Oh, we have to save it. Oh. Should name it what's called the ISPMS on system. Okay.
Cool. All right. So next step is we're going to do a dynamic segmentation of our attribute query on top of the view of SHS routes.
Okay. Sure. This is the one?
Yep.
Property. Primary. Should be LS key. Okay. Beginning. Okay.
I think you closed it prematurely. You're going to have to do that again. Did you cancel it? What did you? Huh. Okay. So say okay to that. And now we need to set up the event features.
Yeah. Query. This is the one. And then the attribute. Oh no. Property. Linear measure. This is the one.
So I want to make sure that you're not just following the screenshots, but that you're actually understanding that we're dynesegging right now on all roads. But if you go back to the key fields just to demonstrate, those odometer measures are also in there. So if you drop down under the primary key field, Aaron, if you just drop that down, I just want to point out that route ID is a TSN route ID. Alignment is in there, TSN, which is a TSN data, and as you see, also ODO begin and ODO end are also there.
Yeah.
So I just want to, I mean, what I'm saying is the wrong thing to do, right, is to
use these.
Yeah, is to use those. Okay. At this point, anyway.
Okay.
So okay, you're good to go. And then name your query, say okay to that, name your query, and then say okay. And then I like to name it DS_AQ, so you know it's a dyneseg of an attribute query.
Right. AQ. No. A2.ds. Right.
Yep. There you go.
Okay. Go to dynseg. Okay. Display on map. We need to display on the map.
Actually, yeah. Let's do that. Let's display it on the map. And if you could fatten up that line a little bit, make it transparent, partly transparent.
Maybe you can change this one and make it red.
Sure, whatever.
Maybe 2.
And fatten it to like 4.
4. Okay.
Yeah, I want it to be big. And do you know how to make it transparent? Oh.
Oh, where is it?
Here, go to Properties, lower, toward the bottom.
All right.
And make it the translucency 55%.
Looking at where is it? The right here, 55. Well,
there
50.
You go.
How many? How much?
55.
55. Okay.
Cool.
That's it.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah. So it's dynamically segmenting all those TSN route segs against the view of SHS routes. But by the way, you could do this same, you could also use just plain old routes as your underlying routes layer. Of course, it would take a lot longer to process because it would be looking at a lot more potential route layers. But so, okay, so why don't you just zoom in tightly on just some area you're familiar with, and let's just look at a few of these dynamic segmentation events.
Can you say it again? Which one I should open?
Just zoom in tightly to some area you're familiar with.
Oh, the area I'm familiar with.
Yeah.
Sacramento somewhere here?
Sure. Zoom in tightly, though. Zoom in close enough that we can...
I'm not sure if this is Sacramento.
Yeah.
Let's see this big. Yeah, I could recognize it here. Good.
All right, that's fine. And just, you know, like, zoom in to, I don't know, zoom in tighter. Zoom in even tighter to just something, anything that looks interesting. Tighter. Okay, good. And I want you to just, yeah, it looks a little weird, but,
yeah.
Okay, so, and double click on some red line. So double click on one that looks good. This is training. Let's not look at the one bad record. All right. So, okay, what I want to point out here is that, again, we have all roads measures in these records, in these event records. We have odometers now in these event geometries. So the next step is this, is like, okay, great. Now we have the option to use this event geometry as a route in another dynamic segmentation query. And for the purpose of this training, I've prepared some, well, with help from Quinn, really, I have some through lane data. Actually, you know what, sorry, before we jump to that, Quinn made a point, which is that for HPMS purposes, you guys only really care about the right alignment.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So let's go back to our attribute query and update it to only look at those records, those TSN route seg records with a right side alignment.
Okay. So go to which one? Where should I go to?
Queries.
Query.
You need to modify that query that you built. There you go.
This is the one?
Yep.
Okay, just double click on display.
No, either properties or just double click on it.
Double click on it?
Yeah.
Okay. Filter. Just cancel this. And alignment. Okay. Equal to right.
Ooh, null's not good.
Right?
Nothing. I'm just noticing it says null is in there. That's not a good thing, but whatever. We'll fix that.
Okay. So alignment right. Okay.
Keith, I'm going to update that field definition to not allow nulls.
Yeah, I was looking at it earlier when I was running some queries. I saw a null. I was going to email you.
Yeah.
Oh, right now it's updates only the right alignment. See that?
So you see what happened there?
Yeah. See right here.
Yep.
Only the right alignment. Go east west. No, west east. The right alignment right here.
Yeah. Okay. So all right, great. Save your workspace.
Safe. Okay.
All right. Now let's connect to that TrueLanes database that I sent you.
Okay.
So I should tell, especially Quinn, that Quinn, I took the Excel data you gave me and I imported it as an access table.
Okay.
And made it a GeoMedia table.
Okay.
Do you know how to do that? Is that
yes?
Mm-hmm. Okay, cool.
TrueLane.
Yeah.
This is the one, right?
Yep. All right.
Yeah, we have it here. Okay.
So it's not going to be there. Why isn't it there? Why can't you see the data from the TrueLane database when you do what you just did?
Is it just table?
Yeah, that's right.
This table. Okay.
It's just a table, right? It's just a table of data that came out of TSN.
Yeah. Okay.
So let's look at the table. The only way to look at table data in GeoMedia is by the other one. Yeah. No. Yeah, the drop down, new data window. There you go. All right, let's look at the table real quick, just so we know what we're working with.
Okay, table.
So Quinn, one other little processing step I had to do was to generate this route ID 2 column over on the right. Okay. And all it is it's a concatenation of route ID and route ID suffix.
Okay. So this
and
it's not 3 digits of the number, right? If it's one,
then
one. I mean, it's not in the format of 3 digits, so it's just one.
That's correct.
Okay.
So this is beginning point and end point here?
Yeah, those are the odometers.
These are odometer. They're the one that Quinn generated. Right, Quinn?
Yes.
Okay.
And why don't you scroll a little further to the left? Oh, you know what? No. Okay, that's all I've got. Yeah, this is the only data that I bothered to actually bring in, Quinn. That was all that mattered, is knowing what's the route ID and what are the odometers, and then what's the value. And you, just for the benefit of everybody else on the line, before Quinn sent me the data, she had already processed out all of the right alignments, basically.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, all of the left alignments. My bad, sorry. Okay, so close this window. We're going to do a double dynamic segmentation now. So another layer of dynamic segmentation. So follow the workflow.
Okay. Workflow. This is the 8.2, section number 2, right?
Yeah.
Segmentation.
So basically, the query number 2 is the base layer that we're going to use for every other attribute data, right?
Yes, that's exactly right.
Mm-hmm.
Odometer. Beginning the odometer, end the odometer.
Keith, for your benefit,
Yeah.
the reason in this case why they don't have to specify alignment in this query is because they've already filtered out.
Right, to the left.
Yeah.
In the data.
So yeah. So it just doesn't matter.
Right.
I mean, you know, you could include it, but you'd have to find a corresponding field to include in the event data as well, and that's not there.
That's correct. Basic through lane, DS through lane. That's
cool.
Okay, 33 DS through lane. Okay.
Yeah, make it a different color. Make it a different color.
Okay. I do a blue then.
Yeah, sounds good.
The width you wanna do?
Yeah, that's fine. Whatever you want.
Okay. All right. Look fine to me.
Yeah, go for it. So now I'd say go ahead and take display off query 2, and actually display off query, yeah, that one also. And double click on any one of those segments. Look at the attribute. There you go. So let's do this, just kind of one last little wow factor. Let's zoom out to the statewide level.
Well, cancel.
Yeah. So yeah, cancel that. You can hit the. Okay, that's good. That's fine. Now, what I want you to do is, this is just a display thing, but this is pretty cool in through lanes. Double click on the symbology and the legend for through lanes.
Symbology?
Yeah, in the legend. So go to double click on the actual little line in the legend.
Do you mean click on line? Any line?
You know, the window box. You see that little squiggly blue line? Yeah, right there.
Right here?
Next to the arrow? Yeah.
Yeah. Double click on that. What I want you to do is go okay, in the left where it says type, upper left, change it to, no, there you go. Change it to unique value thematic.
Okay.
And for attribute for classification, see the drop down? Change that to value. Value numeric. And classify. Oh no, wait. Then assign widths. Click the assign widths button, and uncheck the assign colors. And set the width, the to width to like something really high, like 24. Okay, that works. And now press classify.
Oh, this is similar symbology in Esri. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, it's in every GIS software.
Yeah, the name is different. It's like unique value thematic.
Yeah, different words, same thing.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, so say okay to that.
Oh,
Wow, we
cool.
had 25 links.
And now the thickness of the line is based on how many lanes are there, which is you know, it's a nice visualization trick. But so I think you guys get it. I mean, it's a I've been calling it a double dynseg, because essentially the route layer is itself an event layer.
Okay.
So the output of this, how we're going to use the output of this atom, going to be a create event.
So you're going to create your on-system sections using the dynamic segmentation of TSN route segs as your routes layer. So like the way I see it is when you load data to V8, when you load the routes catalog to V8, your off-system data will be a your off-system data will just be straight all roads data minus the on-system portion of all roads data, and the on-system portion that you upload to HPMS will be the output of the first of these dynamic segmentation queries. So it'll be query 2 that you actually output to a physical feature class and load up to HPMS.
Yes.
Right. So we get the odometer. Odometer, we generate the lat long coordinate. For
no, you don't have to worry about that long.
Okay, but then for the event table, to submit to V8, if it's the odometer, the odometer, we need to convert to LS auto measure, right?
No, you don't.
We don't need.
You don't need to.
Let me explain a little bit. So the file that I sent to Adam, the tool-link file, is basically that file is the upload file to V8. So that file is already complete. It's done. So we don't need to do anything with the odometer or LS on that file.
Oh, I thought you didn't send Adam the raw file with TSN?
It's raw and it's processed. So, because he needs the odometer in order to do dissect.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. So the main point of this training, I believe, because he wants us to learn how we're gonna get the on-system route layer based on the all-road route layer.
Yeah.
And how do we get the layer for the event attribute data from TSN?
So this is just for a QQC or the checking our data, the event table, because the one that Quinn you repair already in the V8 submittal format.
Yeah.
So we have it's the checking that file whether it's on geometry or the event table it match with the geometry, whether it can dissect or not. There's any inconsistency between the two.
Right. And also when we dissect the tooling, let's say any data items from TSN, if we dissect any toolings or any route number or anything onto the route, and wherever we see the missing area, we know that we're missing data.
Yeah, so that's why, checking
like
inconsistency between.
Yeah.
Okay.
Either that or the GIS guys aren't keeping up with the the route maintenance.
Hey, yeah.
I'm just saying.
I know. Yeah, that's true. No, that's a fair statement.
Okay, so hopefully we will have the on-system route ready in production maybe in next couple months, or when you think it's going to be ready?
I'd say it's realistic at the end of July.
Okay.
Does that sound right to you, Keith?
Yeah.
Yeah, about there.
Okay.
Yep.
Cool. Well, there you go. That's what I wanted to go over today with you guys. And Quinn, I mean, I can tell by your questions that you're totally getting it. So I have every confidence you guys will kill it.
Hey, the second part of this, the updating the public and private for Oracle database.
Yeah, you want to talk about that?
Yeah, we still have time.
Okay.
Because
Hip
and I will do some pilot project on that and see if if working from Oracle database is faster or efficient or not. We still we're still kind of debating on that.
Okay. Well, let's do this. I'm going to pause the recording. I am still recording, right? Yeah. Maybe I won't pause it. I don't see the button to pause it. Oh well, whatever. Let's do this. Just save this Geo workspace, close it out, and let's start a new Geo workspace.
Okay.
And this time, connect to Oracle, but do it with the HPMS edit user.
You mean the username?
Yeah.
Okay, so this should be Oracle read only or read write?
Read write, because we're going to do edit. We're going to do editing, so read write connection.
Read write connection. Route again. And then the username is this using the same one or is it?
No, HPMS edit.
Oh, the different one?
Yeah.
HPMS
underscore.
Okay.
Then EDIT.
Okay. That's it.
And yeah, and the password follows the same pattern as LRS Connect. It's HPMS underscore edit in 2016. And I can say that here because this is just a testing and training database. In the production, all those passwords are going to change.
HPMS 2016. The host is the same host. Okay. Okay, we're in there.
Yep, cool. Okay, what's the first thing you do whenever you connect a new Geo workspace to Oracle?
The setting up the coordination system.
Yes.
Coordination system.
You know what you should do, Keith? Is call Integraph. You should call Integraph and ask them to make it so that GeoMedia the GeoMedia software knows to set the units and formats by default the way you need them to be. Because this is a pain.
Yeah, or just or create a template and share it, but still.
Yeah, that's probably what they'll say, huh? Just create a template and share it.
Yep, that's what I'm thinking they'll say.
We have to do it all every single time.
Yeah, if you guys can create just a template and share it amongst you guys and drop it in your guys' local share drive, everyone. Whenever you guys do a project, just grab that, so you guys don't have to keep doing this coordinate stuff. Because we have to remind the guys, because every time you click on it, you get different measures. Or when you run a dynseg, the measures are completely off. So, and then you have to backtrack.
If you do it wrong. If you do it wrong.
Right. If you do wrong, yeah. So that's, something to be aware of.
Yeah. We want to have a new version of it, right?
What's that?
We're going to have the new version of GeoMedia, right?
No, I'm just updating the licenses. So, yeah.
The same version.
Okay, so next step, what I want to do is apply a spatial filter so we don't bring in the whole state, because that'll take a while. If you could, Aaron, could you please bring in the jurisdictions layer?
Sure. Where it is? Let me. Should be.
Oh no, it's in Oracle.
It's Oracle? Okay.
Yeah, everything's in Oracle. Everything you need is in Oracle.
I would think I do have on my desktop. I was thinking I'm bringing it on my desktop.
No,
I click on.
You guys, you need to get out of the habit of using locally stored data, because that's very bad practice.
Okay. This is
and let me tell you why. That's bad practice because anything you have locally stored is disconnected from the enterprise, which means you're not looking at the latest version of the data.
Okay. LRS introduction, right?
Yeah, there you go. Yep. Okay, and let's apply a spatial filter in the, I don't know, in the Monterey area.
Here, rectangular fence?
Yeah, that's good.
Monterey, somewhere right here?
Yeah.
It's good enough?
Well no, smaller.
Good.
Yeah, that's fine. And then double click. What you'll probably also want to do is change your spatial filter configuration. So one further to the left, further. There, yeah, click that. And change it from inside to overlap. There you go. So that'll give you everything that overlaps your box. Now bring in the view, the routes catalog view. Keith, I've been meaning to talk to you about this workflow just so you know about it. So I'm glad you're here.
Should be SPMS or which one?
HPMS view routes catalog.
Okay, this is the one, right?
Yeah.
Catalog. Okay.
So what this layer is, really, I'm mostly just talking to Keith, is it's a view of routes data joined to another table of really a table that just contains a flag. God, that's fast, man. I don't know why you guys are complaining. So it's joined to a table that just contains yes or no flags, so that they can indicate on a record-by-record basis whether a given route segment is public road or not.
Public or not, okay.
So, okay, what I want you to do is, just like we did for symbology, for the through lanes, if you could double click on the little green line, the legend.
Okay.
Unique value.
Okay.
Attribute for classification. Oh, it's not letting us do is public. That's annoying. All right, do this. Cancel out of that. Build a quick query. Build an attribute query where is public is false.
This is SPMS. Okay, this is the one. Well, okay. It's public. Right. So this is non-public.
Right.
Okay. Display in data window.
No. And change the color of it on the map so it's a different color.
Do red.
Sure.
Okay. And you want to display in data window? No.
No.
Okay.
I just want.
Oh.
Yeah. Probably smart. Yeah.
Anything?
Yeah. Query 1 underscore AQ.
So this query only show private rows, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, and what else? Underscore.
You can take out the HPMS qualifier.
Okay.
Oh, well, that's not what I meant. But query 1 dot and then VW underscore routes catalog.
No. Okay.
Okay. Say okay to that. All right. So now all the red are the non-public roads. Now I want you to go to zoom in on anywhere you want. I don't care.
Okay.
Okay. Double click on a green road segment. set it from true to false. So currently it is public. You're going to set it to not public.
Okay.
You didn't do it.
Oh, you want to change it?
Yeah, change it. You can change it back.
Oh, do we remember? Okay. Should I pick a smaller one? Okay.
Sure.
Okay.
Your choice.
Okay. False. Okay.
There you go, and it just changed to red. So take your mouse off it so everybody can see.
Zoom in? You mean?
Just click away.
Just click away so that.
Yeah.
Okay. See,
there you go. That's right. Click away from. Don't click on the geometry. Just anywhere else. Yeah. There you go.
So see that it's red now?
Yeah.
That's because you just changed it to false. So now change it back to true. There you go. So the point is you should do, this is the location now where everybody can access, everybody has access to knowing what you guys have designated as not public road within the routes LRS database. And you can go through and edit that attribute to your heart's content with this process.
So let's say if HVMS staff, we're working on the private and public role, and we work on the Oracle route layer. So
yeah.
When you guys working on your update route, it's gonna be off from our work, right? It will be.
No. Oh, it's when you say off from your work, it's literally.
Like you guys start from our file. Like after we make all the change, and then you guys are gonna work on those changes, right?
Well, everybody has access to basically this. Literally, what you're looking at on the map here is literally the same data that the LRS, that the GIS folks will be working on to maintain all roads routes.
Okay.
So there's really the thinking of these different layers as different files is that's not what's going on here. The different layers are just different ways of slicing up a common set of data that's in one big database.
I think the ISPUBLIC is not the attribute tied to the actual route catalog. It's a table, and you link it, right, Adam?
Yep. Yeah,
and
that's right.
So that's why if we work on that one, and then GS is not going to touch that ISPUBLIC
yeah, that's
dummy
not
file.
Yeah. Just the geometry. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So we okay.
Yep.
Oh, okay. Because we don't want to do double job.
Right. This is a dummy table. Yeah.
Okay.
No, that's the beauty of all this is that GIS is responsible for maintaining the geometry and the calibration of the geometry, and you guys, the only thing you're responsible for maintaining is this one attribute that's associated to the geometry. The truth is that the GIS guys don't even, unless they look at the routes catalog, quote unquote layer, which is actually a view of routes, they won't care to touch that. Although it is good for you to know about, Keith.
Right.
Because there may be a point when somebody has a request of you to say, hey, can you tell me which routes are public, which ones are not? And you totally have a way to let somebody know that now.
Okay.
I think that's it.
Yeah, that's it.
All right. Hey, thanks. Thank you, Adam.
You're welcome.
My last question for you, Adam. So
sure.
on the first section, we're talking about the on-system route. So how did you generate the AR begin measures? Is that from the May 2016?
Well, that's a trade secret. I can tell you, but I'd have to kill you. No, again, it was a fairly lengthy technical process, but I can tell you at a very high level what I did is this.
Okay.
I took the same route data that the GIS group gave me, the same route data that you used for your submittal for the year. And they also gave me a bunch of point features that indicate the odometer values at known locations along each route.
Okay.
So that was my source data.
Okay.
So I took that in and I split every route at every one of those points with a known odometer location.
Okay.
And then I used some GIS magic to transfer the odometer value from the point to the line, either at the beginning or end of the line, depending on whether that point touches the beginning or the end of the line. So once I had lines with odometer values as attributes, begin and end odometer as values, then I basically just used the same SPE conversion process that you guys have already seen. So I figured out the lat long for the begin and end of every one of those chopped up lines. And I said, okay, for this lat long, what's the all roads measure? Using the tool that you've seen. And it told me the all roads measure, and I populated that into the line. So I got the begin and end all roads measure for every line. And then at that point, I didn't need, then the table's built. I didn't need the geometry anymore.
Okay. Because I thought that you using the NAPE 2016 image from Google Maps or something, and then you generate for the whole on-state highway system, and then you use a lat long based on the real life Google Map or something.
Oh no, I don't want to say it was automated because it wasn't like I just pushed one button and the whole thing happened, but I didn't use any manual like, oh, let me look at the map and let me see the aerial photo and oh, I think it's about there. There was none of that. It was more about processing the geometry the source geometry that I was provided into really just kind of rejiggering it into a new structure.
Okay, because what I'm thinking is if you use the NAPE 2016, the image, then those gonna be fixed, and then we're not mixing any route. Even though, let's say if TSN database, if we have like route 1, and if we have like route 10, but I mean in Google Map we have route 10, but in TSN we don't have route 10, so we still have the geometry over there. But the thing we don't just have the event data. So we have something fixed that is never changed, and then we just base on the TSN to dissect on it. So it's just one time only, never change. My thinking is if you use the one from last year, because the last year doesn't mean it's perfect. It might be last year this route might be relinquished, but next year we might have that route in there. They might add that route in there. Yeah. So if we use off from that layer, we might missing the route if the next year we add more route into it.
Yeah, well, and again, that's the GIS unit's job, is to keep the integrated on-system TSN route segs up to date, so that the latest data pulled from TSN, the latest event data pulled from TSN, is consistent with what you're seeing in Oracle.
Okay.
And I should tell you, there is a way. I mean, Keith knows this. Within Oracle, we're keeping track of like what is the date of the TSN pull upon which each individual route and alignment is valid. Keith, are there better words to explain that?
Yeah. Not really. Well, it's the same concept, but yeah.
I mean, in the routes, in the TSN routes, not TSN route segs, but in the TSN routes table, we're storing the date of the poll for which that route is valid. I didn't show you how to go check that, but Keith can show you. It's very simple. You just open up the TSN routes table, and you can see you can see to what vintage of TSN the TSN route segs are up to date. I don't know how else to say it.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
All right, you're welcome.
Thank you, everyone.
I'm sorry, what was that, Aaron?
Huh?
Well, I thought I didn't hear what you said.
I said thank you, everyone.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, thank you, everyone.
All right. Right back at you.
Mm-hmm.
Bye-bye.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.